Whenever it comes to focus, in my personal opinion, you should focus on one thing at a time. It's like a habit that I know a lot of people have to listen to music while they do something, whatever it is. But what that does is it gets yourself used to, your brain used to doing more than one thing, like being stimulated more than just being stimulated with one thing. And like, so whenever you do decide to like focus on one thing, say if you're like, okay, today I need to get this done at this time, so I can't do this and this and this at the same time, your brain is going to have a hard time focusing on that one time because you have built that habit of, say, listening to music and doing whatever the next thing is that you're doing at the same time. And your brain has a habit of being stimulated with those two things versus the one thing. And so in order to, that's why it's like hard in order to like focus on one thing when you build up that habit of doing that. But in order to like change that is obviously to just focus on one thing. And it's like, okay, even if it is hard right now because what your brain is used to, how else are you gonna do it? You have to start somewhere. You can maybe start with like trying to focus on one thing for this short amount of time and then continue to do that to build up that habit of, now I'm getting used to focusing on one thing, and like you're reprogramming your mind, or like you're getting your mind used to being able to focus on that. And like the only reason why I know this works is because like 5 years ago, like for example, I don't have, oh my gosh, I'm all over the place. I'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, 3 years ago, whatever, like I used to be that person that had to listen to music like with whatever I do. And I personally love to listen to music. I just really enjoy instruments and all of that. But in order to, it's just a better habit to like build up for yourself, to know that you can focus on this one thing. And it makes it like, I feel like it makes your discipline stronger to know that you can really take this one thing and 100% focus on it. I feel that you get things done more efficiently and even faster, like versus it being like a rushed thing because you're listening to music and you're doing this thing, and it's like, so your brain is working on two things. Like it's listening, I know your ears listen to music, but all of that is connected to your brain. So you're hearing all of this, and then you're also trying to use your motor skills to like do the other thing, and that's gonna, I feel, hurt you more. For example, like I'll just give art as an example. I used to like watch things sometimes and like paint as I'm trying to paint a face or something, or like listen to music while I'm trying to paint. And I feel like basically if it was something specific that I was working on, I feel like the music thing wasn't as bad. But like faces, for example, is something that I would need a little more attention to, especially if you're making it look like exactly like a person or something like that. Over the years of like drawing and painting faces, it's like if there's certain skills that you want to work on, it's like you should put all of your attention on that. And that includes like the music too, even though like it's to help stimulate your brain as you're trying to do this. It's something enjoyable as you're doing that, but it's like what it does is it takes away some of your focus, and I feel like it makes certain things slower. Like you won't get it done as fast as you would as if you had your 100% focused on it. And also like your efficiency of it, like how well that you do something, I feel like that depends on how much focus that you have on it as well. And again, it does depend on what you're doing. Like if I was painting like some abstract art, then music, I feel like it wouldn't really matter that much. But like specific things like faces, or like say if I'm drawing an animal, or just detail like oriented things, then definitely. And not even if you're like an artist, like whatever it is, just say if there's something you want to get better at and improve your skills on, that multitasking sort of thing that you do is not the way to do it. Like look at the last 2-3 years of you doing the multitasking thing versus like a year or like however many months of you just learning to like focus on one thing at a time, and see and compare and contrast like the difference in the progress in whatever you're doing. And then if you don't have, you know, anything to compare it to, like this is the opportunity to do that. There's like a humongous bug right there. Yeah, you could go in and do that now. Like just starting today even, and of course, like, it's not gonna happen right off the bat, or maybe it will, it just depends on what type of person you are and where you're at with your discipline level and everything else that like goes into that. Like how bad you want it, like how serious you are about making that progress, how serious you are about like elevating your skills and elevating your life overall. It really does depend on all of that if you're a person that's really going to like put in that work to really do it. And it's like the more you do something, the more of a habit that it becomes. And just comparing the two, like the multitasking, doing the task versus just 100% focusing, it could be hard when you first start that if you're a person that's used to doing the other thing, but this will definitely give you the results that you want. It will give you more of the results that you want as far as progress goes and like improvement goes. And it's also like just a good habit to have, because even with this, like, you'll start to see it in other like aspects of your life. Like, it's one of those things, like, it's personal to each person, but also there's plenty of people that talk about this. Like, it really is a thing of focus. Like, where I'm at in life, as far as like the different areas of my life that I've been wanting to like reach, it's like it's came about because of the decisions that I made, but also the focus that I decided to have, and the discipline that I decided to have as well. There's also people that I also know personally, like in my life, like whether they're a friend or an acquaintance that I knew in high school or whatever. It's like seeing the same exact thing over and over again is also confirmation to that as well. Like seeing it from my own life, but also seeing it around me. It's like a lot of the people that improve certain things in their life do the same things whenever it comes to like focusing in their own way, of course, because we're all our own people. But it's like focus is so important, and you're not gonna regret focus either. Like making that decision to eliminate that multitasking thing, and even eliminating like Instagram, for example, and TikTok and social media period. Like, for example, I deleted my TikTok, what is it called? TikTok, what else did I have? Snapchat, and I don't really know what else was there. I don't think I had, those were the only two that I think I deleted. The only thing I have right now is Instagram and YouTube. And the only reason why I have Instagram and YouTube is because I post content on YouTube, and Instagram has my art Instagram on there. It's my art page, and I will be posting consistently on there as well. And outside of that, I personally believe you probably should not even probably, you shouldn't be on there, just because it's such a easy like habit to build up. It's an easy risk like to happen for you to end up like scrolling on there, that instant gratification sort of thing, where it's like, ooh, what's this video? Ooh, what's this video? You might think that you'll be able to see one video and then get off of there. Maybe you can, but it's just not a risk that I personally feel like should be taken, especially if you know what your goals are in life, and the type of habits that you want to eliminate, and if you know what things you want to change in your life. Deleting social media is the best thing that you can do. And like, it's either just gonna be like a bunch of excuses like, oh my gosh, this is the only thing I use for my friends, and what about whenever I'm bored, or whatever else it is. It's like knowing what you want to do in your life, and knowing the detriment that social media can have, and knowing the detriment that like scrolling and giving all of those hours towards something like that literally did nothing for you but pleasure and entertainment, whatever it is, like something interesting, but what else is it? It's like it doesn't do anything else, and it didn't contribute towards what you're actually trying to do, and it's like having that understanding of like what you genuinely want to do. The decisions that are needed to make, and it's like you're either gonna make those decisions, or make excuses, and like I guess keep the apps. But I would definitely say delete it for sure. And I could definitely go more into depth about, I guess, over the years what I learned without having like the TikTok and social media. Like, again, I have Instagram and YouTube, but having the discipline, like I only allow myself to be on there for to either post. It's the main thing. Like, it's not hours upon hours of me just scrolling and just, I don't know, but it's definitely better to not have any social media. So like if you're a person that doesn't create content but there's other things that you're trying to do and you have social media, and social media is a problem for you as far as your focus and like your time management and your discipline and everything, you should definitely delete it. And as far as the friends thing, like say if you're younger and I really don't know. I don't know what other, I mean, excuse me, I think there's like some type of texting app that you could use to, sorry, there was a dog. Yeah, there's some type of texting app that you can use in order to like communicate with your friend. I think they have something like WhatsApp or something like that. Like if it's really like a serious thing, like oh my family or oh my friends or something like that, you're gonna like find a way. And I personally feel like if you're really serious about something, you're gonna make the decisions that's needed to be made in order to make that progress. But I'll definitely have a more organized video. The next video could probably be about like the social media detox, and just, I guess you could say, because it's been more than 6 months, but I'll just put like a 6 months recap, or like everything that I learned from not having certain social medias, especially like how I used to be with TikTok or Snapchat or whatever else I ended up deleting. But I'll go more into that the next video. But all right.